Hello everyone, Dragon Wolf here, and today I'm going to go over a quick guide of the hunters in Smite. First off, we're going to start with the builds. There's a couple different builds that you can choose from for hunters, and the first one we're going to start off with is the standard build. Now to start off with the standard build, you want to get a Bluestone Pendant. Bluestone Pendant is going to give you a lot of extra mana. You need the mana regeneration from it to be able to stay in lane, to use your spells to kill the creeps, because your basic attacks are not going to do a whole lot early game. So this is going to be your best way to stay in lane, get some farm, and just stay caught up in experience and gold. Then you're going to start off with tier 1 of Devourer Gauntlets. That's going to be the very first item you're going to build, so you might as well go and get the tier 1. It's going to give you some extra life steal. It's not going to be a whole lot, but it's going to give you something to be able to stay in lane and sustain yourself. And then you're going to start off with 1 health potion, just in case you take a lot of damage and you need to heal yourself up fast. First time we're going to finish Devourer Gauntlets. It's going to give you a bunch of extra damage, and it's going to give you lifesteal. Please do not start with Transcendence. Transcendence is not good on hunters. There's no reason to build Transcendence. Not if you're your primary carry on your team. Secondly, we're going to get Ninja Tabby. It's going to give you some extra attack speed, which you're going to need. Now you could go Warrior Tabby if you really want to, but it's just not worth it. It's going to deal less damage at the end game. Alright, now for the third item you're going to get, it's going to depend. Usually you're going to get Ichaival. Ichaival is going to help you box the enemy hunter a lot better. And it's just a really cheap item and pretty good extra damage. Now, if you do get Ichaival, next you'll get Executioner. Executioner is going to boost your damage by a lot. It's going to give you a lot of extra penetration, some attack speed, and some extra damage. Now, a couple reasons why you would not build Ichaival first before Executioner is if the enemy team carry is if you have a magic carry on the other team like Freya, Kronos, Poseidon, Vulcan, anybody like that, there's no reason to get Ichaival because it's just going to steal physical damage from them, and they're not going to have any physical power. So, and the second reason is if you're far ahead. If you're really far ahead, not even worry about getting Ichaival because you're just going to be so far ahead of them. Executioner is just going to help you outbox them anyway. And then for your last two items, you'll get Rage. Rage is going to give you a lot of extra crit chance. Crit chance is really good. Crit in general is really OP. After that, you're going to sell Bluestone Pendant. After you sell Bluestone Pendant, you want to get Deathbringer. Deathbringer is going to increase your crits by an extra 50%. And you're going to be critting for a crazy amount. Probably about 600. 500 or 600 at least. Then at this point, you have 3 choices. You'll want to sell your Ichaival. You can either get the Oboe. Oboe is going to give you better AoE damage. If you want AoE damage. It's only gonna. You have to make good use out of the AoE damage, or Oboe's not gonna be worth it. Second choice, and the choice I usually get is Malice is gonna increase your crit chance up to 70% before the Rage passive affects it, and it's just gonna give you the high single target DPS. And the third option is Aussie. It's gonna give you the extra life steal. With it, you'll probably outbox the enemy hunter if you're going 1v1 just because of the passive on it too. But other than that, it's pretty good. Not bad. I prefer to go Malice most of the times, but the other two are still good in certain situations. As far as actions go, there's not much room for debate here. You want to get Sprint 3. Sprint 3 is going to help you chase people down or escape. And you want to get Purification Beads in case someone tries to CC you. Or you can use it as soon as you jump into a fight. Just go CC immune, and if they try to blow a CC on you, it's not going to affect you. Now for the second build, this build is going to be a lot more snowbally. It's going to require you to get ahead early game because you fall behind. This build is not going to help you a lot. But if this build can help you get ahead very quickly, and the enemy team will not be able to do much against you. So first off, you'll still get Bluestone Pendant. You just need it for the mana regeneration. Then you're going to get tier 1 of Heartseeker. Because we're going to be building to Heartseeker first, as you can tell. And you still get the health push. Now we're going to start off with Heartseeker first. Heartseeker is going to give you a lot of extra power and some movement speed. You mainly want it for the damage though. The damage is going to out damage anything the enemy hunter will have at that point in the game, and you'll be able to snowball really quick, especially if you have a hunter with good abilities. Secondly, you want to get Aussie. Aussie's going to be there for your lifesteal. You need lifesteal. Every hunter needs lifesteal. Third item, you're going to get Ninja Tabby again. You just want it for the attack speed for the most part. Fourth item, you're going to get Executioner, just for because you need the penetration. And then you're going to finish off again with Rage and Deathbringer. Now, if the game this build is going to be really strong early game, but it's not going to deal as much damage as the standard build late game. So if it does end up getting to late game, what you want to do, you want to first sell your Aussie for Bloodforge, because it's going to give you more damage. It's just slightly worse than a fully stacked Devourer Gauntlets, but it'll still be pretty good. And then you want to sell Heartseeker for Malice, so you can get the triple crit. And once again for actives, the actives are still all going to be the same. And then the third build we're going to talk about is a build that I'm not a big fan of. I don't think it's that great, but I see a lot of people building Fatalis on Hunters. And if Fatalis is not that great on Hunter, but if you're going to build Fatalis on a Hunter, then this is the build you should probably use. We're going to start off with the same 3 items as you start out with the Snowball build. You're going to finish Heartseeker first for the extra damage. Then you're going to finish Devourer Gauntlets second. So you can go and stack both of them up. Stacked up, you're gonna have extra movement speed, pretty good, a lot of damage early game, and some lifesteal. Third, you're gonna get Fatalis. It's gonna be good. It's good for chasing people down. Everybody knows that. Fatalis, it just does things. Fourth, you're gonna get Executioner. Executioner is once again gonna be there for the penetration, and then your last 2 items are gonna be Rage and Deathbringer. Simple set. Now the main reason why you build this is for Fatalis. You have to make Fatalis work for you. It's going to deal a lot less damage than your standard build. It's going to be about 10 or 11% less DPS or so. So you got to make good use out of the Fatalis. And another reason why you want to use this is it'll free up an active slot so you don't have to get Sprint 3. And actives are very important in this game. So for actives, you want to get Purification Beads again because you do not want to be CC'd. And then you have some choices for your actives for your second slot. You can get Heavenly Agility. It's good for the whole team. It's very underrated active. It's very good. It'll increase your healing from your lifesteal. Second choice, you get Combat Blink. It's basically a free get out of jail card. As long as you have Combat Blink up, you at least get one way out of combat. You get one extra chance to get out. And then you can get Aegis. Aegis will be good against if the enemy team has an Alquang, Poseidon, Scylla, Thanatos, anybody with an Execute, or anybody that has just a high burst damage ultimate. And those are going to be your 3 builds. I'd probably rate the standard build as the best. The Snowball build is not that great right now because later on Heartseeker is going to get buffed. It's going to cost less money to make, and Devourer Gauntlets is going to get nerfed where it's going to take more stacks and it's going to lose a little bit of power. But even then, the standard build's still going to do the most damage. The Snowball build is going to be good if you're planning on getting ahead. And I don't like this last build that much, but I thought I should put it in there because it is viable. Next, I'm going to give a quick overview of each of the hunters real quick. First off, from Medusa, I've gotten to play her a decent bit. Don't know that much about her. Her DPS seems to be somewhere in the middle to maybe slightly higher end thanks to her 1. Her 1 is going to be your main source of damage. It does a lot of damage, especially when you hit all 3 shots. And her ultimate can just completely change a team fight if you use it correctly. Now, Muzenkab, he's someone I want to love so much, but he just has so many problems. He's very good at boxing. It's hard to outbox AMC, especially if he has a beehive up. So you see one of his beehives, just try to destroy as quickly as you can, because that gives us such a strong buff. He has very good wave clear. The main problem with him, he has no escape. If he's played in Conquest, the enemy jungler should just camp him over and over again and just keep killing him. If you can somehow make it late game with AMC, he's pretty good. He has pretty good damage, especially from his beehives. And his ultimate is very good, because you can hit someone with it and pick up the stinger. It's only on about a 16-second cooldown. Now, Anhur is probably, if not the best early game hunter. He just got buffed with his wave clear, so he can clear waves very quickly, and his ultimate does a lot of damage. He has a built-in executioner, kind of, with his passive. He's just very good. He falls off late game compared to some of the other hunters, but yeah, if he's very good, you can use the snowball build on him to try to get ahead. It'll help you out. He's pretty good. Now Apollo, the saddest me to say, he's not that great right now. He was one of my favorite hunters until they nerfed his wave clear. He had no wave clear. His wave clear sucks. You're going to be pushing the tower a lot early game. The only way that you can fix this, you're going to need to have Sylvanas support, because you can't outpush Sylvanas. But if you can make it past your early game, get some wave clear, get your basic attacks doing some damage, Apollo is very scary to deal with. He has very good split push because of his ultimate. You could split push a tower and then just ulti back into the team fight across the map. No problem. And he can cap his attack speed very quickly thanks to his passive. So he can output a lot of damage very quickly when his passive's up. Now Artemis is another tricky one. I have a very close place in my heart for Artemis, because she's the only one I ever got pentakills with. Actually, no, I got one pentakill with Neith, but I have a pretty good bit of pentakills with Artemis. I love Artemis. She has a really good team fight ultimate most of the time. Sometimes Tusky doesn't want to cooperate with you. And she is probably the highest DPS hunter in the game. Her 2 just gives her an insane amount of attack speed. And her passive is basically a built-in rage. Something to go over with Artemis. When you build Artemis, if you're going to do the triple crit, you want to get Deathbringer first before you get Rage, because her passive is basically Rage. That goes pretty much all the builds for her. Just get Deathbringer before you get Rage. Next we go to Cupid. Cupid has a great teamfight ultimate. He's very early to mid game focused. He has his heart bomb hurts a lot, can stun. Not bad at clearing waves. It's pretty good. He can sustain himself in lane. If you combine Cupid with Ares, that's a very scary dual lane, because Ares could just ulti you, and Cupid would just ulti you right after they pull you in. It's very scary. You gotta be careful of that. Now Hou Yi he's a very strange one to me. He's very tricky to play. He can be very good, especially late game, thanks to his, I think it's his 2. I don't play a whole lot of Hou Yi. They buffed him recently on Xbox One. He finally got the change where he doesn't have the startup time on his 1 for his Ricochet. And basically, to make Hou Yi work, you got to get used to his Ricochet. He's going to live and die by his Ricochet. It's going to be tricky to set it up to clear waves early game until you get used to him. And he does have one of the best teamfight ultis though for hunters. Nobody wants to stand up his ultimate. I'm just going off. Next we have Neith. My favorite hunter. Love Neith. She has the lowest DPS of the hunters. She's not that great late game. She's more of a support type hunter. She has a lot of ways to set up kills for her and her team, especially her ultimate, which can stun from anywhere on the map. Her 1 Karoo, she has a heal on her 2 and a attack speed debuff. She has a slow on her 3. She's pretty good. Neith is gonna be more of early game focused. You'll probably want a hyper carry on the team, maybe someone like Kali, Mercury, someone that could just carry the game harder late game. But he's very good. She's very good. She's underused, and just you just can't have the same mentality with her. You have to think about trying to set up for your team too, instead of trying to take all the kills. Now Rom. Rom is a very good hunter. He's one of the best hunters right now. He has a very good wave clear. He has a very good attack speed steroid. He has a good escape, and you can also initiate with. You can also roll into them with it, and it will cripple them on the next shot if you hit it. His ultimate's very good. It's semi-global, kind of. It's not really a global, but it has very good range on it. It can be hard to hit, but you hit all 3 shots, that's going to be a lot of damage right there. And it's pretty good just to stall until your teammates could come save you if you get in a bad spot. Very good. He's one of the higher DPS hunters late game, thanks to his steroid and his one, which is also a damage buff that also pierces targets. Rom's very good. Now Uller is someone that I don't see played much. He's a very good guy. He can be a little tricky, and he's not as flashy because he doesn't have a real ultimate. But he has a lot going for him. He has 6 different abilities. His axe stance, you get some extra movement speed out of it, and you get some extra lifesteal. I would not stay in your axe stance very long. The only reason you really want to use it is for escaping, chasing someone down, or for the stun. And then his other form is, of course, the bow. That's going to be your main source of wave clear early game, and your main source of damage later in the game, because you're going to get some extra attack speed from it. And you got your 3 on the bow, has a very long range on it, deceptively long range. And you can hit someone from very far away with it. It's a little hard to hit, but it feels good when you kill someone with it. And then the last hunter we have Shibalanke. Shibalanke is probably the best hunter in the game right now. He can do the most damage. Not the highest DPS, but the most damage for one single basic titan. You can easily hit about 700 on a crit with them. Shibalanke is very good. He has a very good ultimate, especially in team fights, because that completely disrupts the team fight for the other team. It's very good for engaging on someone with his ultimate. Very good for disengaging. His bolas gives you a lot of extra damage when you activate them. His 2 is a slow and applies a dot. His 3 does extra damage when they're poisoned, but it's very good escape. If someone like Ares ultis you, if you can time your 3 just right, and you'll get CC immunity and won't be pulled in, so you don't have to worry about getting beads early against Ares. He's very good. Now I know there are some other non-hunters that can be played as carries, but I'll go over them later. I just wanted to go over the main hunters right now, and I hope this helps some. If you have any questions, just ask. And I hope you all have a good day.